friends, and welcome back to another video. It's been a bit of a 2 weeks. I got quite ill and was in bed, and also during that time we had a birthday and we now have a teenager in the house. It has been really busy, so I'm sorry there was no video last week, but hopefully I can make up for it this week. Now there's a slight change to the schedule. I did say that I was going to be doing my pet peeves of shopping, but I'm still working on that one. But in this video I'm doing a sort of a 3-month review of my brand new wheelchair, sort of like how I'm feeling in it 3 months on. I've really kind of settled in. You have also asked me lots of questions about my new chair as well, so all of those questions I hope will be answered in this video. If not, then be sure to leave your questions down below. And also, before we begin, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more, and is there anything else? Oh yeah, put on that notification thing. As you know, on the 23rd of December, Santa and his little helper delivered my brand new wheelchair, which is a GTM Jaguar. I have been going through this process since about 2020. I've been doing a lot of research and I have been filming the whole process. If you have missed any of those videos, be sure to check them out up here or down below. We've got me choosing, we've got me being measured, and we've got me receiving. It's packed full of really valuable tips if you are in the process of getting a new wheelchair. I have a little list of all of the things that you have asked me and things that I have found really different about my new chair, so let's get on with it. So something that was really important to me for my new wheelchair was to have the dump in it, known as Ergo, or the position of the seat pan, and that is sort of like this angle here. Now lots of you have been asking me what the angle is. I think it's 70 degrees, and yeah, I did get out a protractor and yeah, I did try and measure it, but I wouldn't like to swear by that. It is actually 6 centimeters difference from the top to the bottom, so you can maybe work it out that way. I think this chair has quite a lot of dump in it, and I have found it to be absolutely revolutionary. The reason that we have the dump in there is in the seat is to kind of give you core stability, and that is something that was really lacking in my old chair. And now having this core stability here, I'm not having the pain in my hips that I was having, I'm not having the fatigue that I was having all in this area, and I can sit in my wheelchair all day without pain, and that is really quite something. Now the only downside that I have noticed is that I am about 6 centimeters shorter. So I found it really weird when I went out shopping, like through to the supermarket and stuff, and I was trying to get things off the shelf. Like normally I know I would have been able to have reached that, and now I'm like a little bit lower down, I can't reach stuff. And so I found that quite weird, being quite short. And then Sean kind of standing next to me, because he's so used to me being a certain height, he was like, oh, you seem really small. And so that definitely took some getting used to, but now I am completely used to it and I don't really notice that lower down. Something else that I have found a little bit different is when I do a transfer in and out of my wheelchair because of the seat dump. So what I have to do is I have to really make sure that I come right forward on the wheelchair and then transfer over because like a little slide going down in here. But I would not change the seat position for the world. It is absolutely perfect. Another huge difference is the weight. As you know, as I've said before in the previous videos, this wheelchair is half the weight of my motion composite one. It weighs about 7 kilos. That is with the wheels, everything, all combined, and it has made such a difference. For me pushing myself, I can go a lot further, I can last a lot longer throughout the day, and it's not as painful on my shoulders and my neck. Another fantastic thing is Daisy, who is now 13, is able to literally lift my wheelchair up and put it in the boot of the car for me, which has just been such a blessing, and there's no way that she could have done that with my old wheelchair. Also makes it a lot easier on Sean and other family members when we go out as well. One thing that I was a little bit concerned about was the fact that this This chair is a rigid framed wheelchair and it's fully welded. That means that there is no give or sort of movement in the chair, there's no suspension whatsoever. And I was a little bit concerned that I would feel like I am riding in a shopping trolley, especially as my motion composite chair, the ride was quite comfortable. However, I am pleased to report I haven't noticed that much difference to the ride. First of all, it's lighter, so that's really great. Having the seat position has eliminated that pain, and I really haven't noticed any significant change in the ride at all. Maybe there's a little bit more vibration, but it definitely hasn't impacted on my body at all. Another thing you guys were really interested to know about is my cushion. Did I change it? What's the situation there? So the cushion that I have on my wheelchair and that I have had for a good few years now is the Simulite Supracore cushion. It's just the bog standard, no contouring, square, rectangle cushion, and I absolutely love it. It's got like a honeycomb sort of texture to it. It's really breathable. It's great for the hips, it's great for people with spinal cord injuries, and it's great for keeping your posture level. As I did have a brand new wheelchair, I did want to get seen by a seating specialist. That was through the NHS. They came out to me and they checked out to make sure that I was sitting correctly, and they were really impressed. They were definitely impressed with Spencer's measuring work, and they said, you know, if we had done this wheelchair, this would be a textbook tick, and off you go. My hips are level and my legs are where they should be, so that was really reassuring. One thing that I did do though is I don't particularly like the material on the Simulite cushion, but I love the material on my new wheelchair, or the upholstery, whatever you want to call it. It's breathable material. So what I did was, the cushion that this wheelchair came with was just a bog standard foam cushion wrapped in the same material as the backrest. And you know what I did? I took out the foam and I put my Simulite cushion in that material. It's nice and warm and cozy, which I definitely don't find with the Simulite one. As you know, I've worked with Fora before. I have a whole video here, and Fora do wheelchair bags that attach to your wheelchair. They also do cup holders and bottle holders as well. I highly recommend them. They are so convenient. I can fit my Fora you know, the docking station on my wheelchair, and I have been using that non-stop. It is so convenient. One thing that I have found with this wheelchair is, because it is rigid and it's fully welded, it feels really strong, it doesn't rattle around, and it's really zippy and responsive. As you can see, I'm kind of moving here and the chair is moving. If I did that on my motion composite chair, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't move. So it kind of feels like a sports car with, like, you know, the harder suspension and like closer to the ground and really zippy. Whereas my other chair, I would kind of compare it to like a 4x4 SUV sort of comfy car, but the handling is not so good. Another thing you know I have changed is the center of gravity. So ever so slightly, maybe a few centimeters, we have gone forward. I was worried. I did have a few sleepless nights about this. I was concerned that maybe I had gone too far and made it too tippy, and there's nothing we can do about that because it is a fully welded wheelchair. However, I'm really happy to report that we're fine. It is a lot more tippy, but it's great for when I pop wheelies. You know, I hardly have to push up at all. Did take a couple of weeks to get used to. Very enthusiastically thought I was in my old chair, so I came back to about here where I would normally have to go on my old chair rather than just here. I thought I was gonna go back. I scared myself. But I have got used to it now, and I'm really happy with it. What I know about is the push rims. So these are the Carbolife Curvel push rims. And oh my god, where have they been? Why didn't I know about these sooner? Like, I cannot stress strongly enough how amazing they are. They feel so much better to just the round ones that I had on my old wheelchairs. They are so great and they make pushing so much more comfortable. The only thing that I kind of regret not getting is the rubber thumb gutters along here. The reason I didn't go for it is because it can burn in hot weather, and I know what that's like because I've had the Grippos on my other wheelchair. Another thing I was thinking that maybe I should have changed is I should have maybe have gone for the black push rims, but then thinking about it, I really love the overall look of the chair and how sort of light it looks in colour, and it kind of matches with the whole vibe of the chair. It feels quite cohesive. Another thing someone asked me is, has it impacted me mentally and physically? And I believe I have actually spoken that in the previous videos, and yes, it has. I have felt a lot brighter, a lot happier. I am in less pain and overall feeling really, really great. I think it has helped that we're coming into summer now as well, and things are progressing in my personal life, which is great. I'm just really ready for the summer now and really looking forward to making great content with you and having this whole new journey. I don't feel that dread about going out and getting my wheelchair in and out of the car anymore. It's just made life a lot easier, and I think it's made it a lot easier for all of us as a family. Now, so many of you were asking, you know, is there anything that I would change about this wheelchair? Did I get anything wrong? Or is there anything that I would do differently? And honestly, genuinely, this wheelchair is perfect. I am so happy with the setup. I'm so happy with everything that I chose. There is just one tiny thing, which is literally a cosmetic thing. It has nothing to do with the measuring or the setting up. It's literally personal preference, and that is the shape, this front bit. So when you're choosing a wheelchair, you can have different looks. So you can have it going straight down, or you can have it tapered, or you can have a Y-shaped taper. There are lots of different shapes that some wheelchairs come with. Now, when it came to this point, I knew I wanted a Y-shaped taper. But when it came to actually this part in choosing everything, I was so tired, I was so low in spoons. I know a lot of you will sympathise with this. So in the end, we went for a U-shaped taper, which I am happy with. But at first I was like, oh no, I really wanted the Y-shaped taper. But actually with the Vatic and everything, I think it would have been a little bit tight. One thing that kept coming up again was, how am I finding the lower backrest? Which is funny you should say that, because it's actually exactly the same height as my motion composite. It comes up to my T10 area. It might look a little bit different because of the seat bucket, but no, it's exactly the same height. Someone asked how I'm getting on with the casters. Again, they are the same sort of size and feel as I had on my motion composite. Someone said, how am I liking the smaller casters? Must be an optical illusion, because they are the same size. And then another question that came up quite a lot was, does it work with my Vatic? And yes, it does. As you know, if you've seen the previous videos, it does have the welded docking bar underneath, and it works just the same. Another thing that I am really over the moon with is the Spinal wheels, which I spoke about in the other video. They are so great. They are lighter and they feel great, and I'm really happy with those. Oh, and I think this is a really great question to finish on. Someone has asked me, do I miss anything about my old wheelchair? And I had a little think about this, and honestly, not so much. I do kind of miss the Grippos. I loved the colour of them and the feel of them. However, the feel of these do actually feel even better. But the thing I liked about the Grippos is that because they were rubber, they didn't feel cold. Whereas these push rims, they feel really cold. And you know, I think I've had those push rims for like 3 or 4 years. The Grippos, I've had those for about 3 or 4 years now. So trying to get used to cold push rims is a bit weird. But other than that, no. And I might be filming some overlays in my old wheelchair, and I'm actually dreading getting it out and getting in it. So my wonderful friends, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you have found it useful and it's answered all of your questions. Let me know what you love about your wheelchair and what you don't love about your wheelchair and that you're hoping to change on your next wheelchair in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I think that you may enjoy how to push a manual wheelchair. Don't forget to share this one with your friends. It's a really, really good one. Thank you so much for watching and I look forward Thank you so much for watching and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!